Hi everybody, this is PK from myusedpantystore.com, and what I'm going to do today is a walkthrough of how you set up your store for new sellers. First thing to do is come to the sales area. If you're not logged in already, you'll have a little login link here. I'm already logged in, so I'm going to go right to the members area. The members area is basically your control center for everything that you do here in the sales area. First thing for a new seller that you're going to want to do is to go to personal information, which is under the my account heading, and take a look and make sure that everything is set up as you want it to be. You should be an individual. You can put any name you like there, your username, your stage name. You don't have to put your real name. You don't have to put your real address. You can mark it private if you like. You should put your city, state, country for certain. Basically, the more information you give, the better it is for buyers to be able to get an estimation of how long it will take to get your item. One thing to know though is anything you put in here, any buyer that you have a transaction with will be able to see. So remember, protect your privacy as you need to, but make sure that you give some information so the buyer at least knows what country you're in. As far as phone number, you can just put in 55555s. You don't have to give your real phone number there. You probably wouldn't want to. Your MUPS email address, make sure that this is an address that you can get email at. Any notices, notifications that you've sold something, that there's questions, are going to go from the site to this email. So make sure that's an email address you can use. If you wanted to change your password, you could do so here. Most times there's no reason to. Direct payment settings. A lot of these aren't going to apply because many of them aren't taking adult payments anymore, but you do have this alert pay email down here, and you're going to want to make sure that you put in your alert pay email address or payment address that you use with alert pay. This right here is called the callback URL, and I'm not going to talk any more about it in this video, but we will use it in a future video, so just note that. Okay, if everything's all set, what you want to do then is hit update, and now your information is ready to go. The second thing you're going to want to do is to set up your store. You'll go under My Store, Subscription Setup, and the first thing you're going to notice when you look at your store is that you're not going to have your store enabled. You'll see store disabled status by default. So what you want to do is come down here to the main settings, click Enable Store, and then you'll notice two subscriptions. The first one is MUPS Panty Store. This is a featured store. This is absolutely free to use. 99% of all sellers here will be using this, so you want to make sure that that little dot is clicked there. If you were selling commercial new adult toys or commercial new videos, we do have a store for you. The price is $3 every 30 days. But once again, for the majority of people using MUPS, selling their panties, individuals, they'll be using the MUPS Seller Store. Once your store is enabled, your MUPS Seller Store is clicked, you can hit proceed. And now your store is actually set up. You wouldn't have to do anything more to begin using your store. But some things that you want to look at to make the experience better for your buyers is what I just clicked here under My Store Main Settings. This is where, first of all, you'll see a store URL. This is a short URL that you can give out to people to go directly to your store. Basically, it's the My Used Panty Store with your username on the end. You can input your store name, give it a descriptive name to set it apart from the other stores, your username, whatever you like. Store description. This is a good place to say who you are, what you sell, just a little bit of information for your buyers. Store meta keywords. Here you want to put in, separated by comma, things that you sell, panties, movies, whatever. The reason you put this in is when people are searching the site for something, for example, if they search movies, your store is going to come up if you have movies as a meta store keyword. Coming down here, store logo. You can put your own custom image at the top of your store, what we'll call the store logo or a header. You can either, if you have it online already, you can put in the web address here and it would find the picture. Probably most people are going to upload a file. And so what you do is you click that browse. You're going to find the file on your computer. And once you've done that, you want to make sure you click upload. Once it's uploaded, you're going to see that there. So for example, in my store, I'm going to have this picture of this car as my store logo. Down here you've got several designs you can choose. By default it's going to be here, which would mean that it would just be gray and white and light blue like the rest of the site. But you can also change your store to green, blue, pool tables, movie films, kids blocks. I'm going to select movie films, and now that everything's set, I'm going to hit proceed. Now my main settings are set for my store. A couple of other things I can do up here. If you go to my store, store pages, if you click that link, what you're able to do here is to set some controls for your store. Things like how many featured items you want in a row, how many you want featured together, ending soon, recently listed items. You can set this just by personal preference. You're going to see that when you make more or less numbers, it's going to affect the look and layout of your store. Down here we have about the store. This is a good place to say you know, who you are once again, tell a little bit about your store, just some more information for buyers. Store specials. If you're MUPS has a nice feature where you can, when you list something, for example, you could put it as a special, and in this case you could put something in like my Valentine's Day specials or my reduced items, and if you have an item that's in special, on special, it's going to show with that heading in the store. Down here you've got shipping information. It's a nice idea to let buyers know what your shipping policies are, how you wrap your items. Do you send items out by priority mail, free shipping, flat rate shipping, just whatever you do about shipping and mailing, it should be put in there. And then finally down here you've got company policies. Company policies is a good place to put things like your refund policy. Do you give refunds? Is there a time limit? Also things like payment. Do you require payment in a certain manner? Do you require it in a certain amount of time? Any types of policies that you have. And once again, when a buyer looks at your store, they're going to be able to look at all of this information, and so that's going to give them a little better idea about who you are and what you're selling. Once you've got everything set there, you can hit proceed, and that will save that. And the last thing under the My Store category is custom categories. If you click that link, what you can do here is to set up custom categories. By default, you will have the main MUPS categories that your store can use. If you have something you want to add, something you don't see there, for example, what I've done here is if you were a seller selling BBW panties, you would just type that in here. You would go over here and say, click Save Changes, and what it's going to do is then add the BBW panties down here in the categories. If you leave this just as it is, you'll use all these categories. You can have all these categories in your store. If you want to limit your store to certain categories, what you can do is click on the category, use this arrow, and send it over here. So you can pick whatever you'd like to send over here. Now if you do this, what that's going to do is it's going to limit your store to those categories. Nice thing about it, what you do on MUPs, is anything you do, you can always come back and change it. So if you were using these 3 categories and then at a later time you decided you wanted not to use them anymore, or some of them, you just click on them again, use the arrow to send them back. Once again, if this area is empty, it's going to make all of these default categories active. When you've done that, you can click proceed and it'll save that. Once again, as far as setting up the store, subscription setup needs to be done, main settings should be done, store pages and custom categories are optional, but certainly give you opportunities to give more information to your buyers. So that's how you set up your store at myusedpantystore.com. As always, if you have any questions, all you need to do is to open a help desk ticket and I'll be happy to help you out. Thank you.